ability to play on Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was I limited yesterday? I didn't feel like it. No, very excited to play football.
You were limited today, allegedly.
Reportedly.
I think there have been some circumstances that have happened this year, so we're just trying to cover our bases and be as honest as possible. But no, I'm feeling fantastic. Hey, Braden. Most reporters have their shirts on when they cover me, Braden.
Can you back up just a little?
You want me to back up?
No, you're good.
Oh,
George, I don't want you to move.
George, did you report that in the game? I know Minnesota has not been your favorite surface, even though they changed it. But was there any residue from that?
You know what? I had like lower body cramps, continued cramping. So that was like my entire third quarter. Got IV, came out, kind of hit me again at the end of the game, fourth quarter, and was really sore all day Monday, Tuesday. Got a bunch of treatment on it. Went out to practice on Wednesday. And just wasn't feeling right. And so then after practice on Wednesday, we got an MRI and I had a grade 1 hammy. And so we're not really sure. Like, we thought I was gonna be 100% fine, and it just ended up not. So that's how that turned out.
That new surface, much better.
You know what? I'm not gonna blame the surface for a hamstring. I'll blame Brock for throwing the ball over my head.
How often have you had to have an IV throughout your career, college?
During a game?
Yeah.
That was actually the first time I've cramped in a football game since high school when I played both ways. So it was just hot in there, I would say.
George, you didn't make the trip to LA, did you?
Unfortunately, no, I did not.
What was it like watching Jauan's show on TV?
That was really fun. I thoroughly enjoyed watching Jauan. It was just fun. The fun thing about, when you miss it on the sideline, like, I hate not being there. I love being a captain. Like, I like being there because also I got 3 tight ends that were playing that, haven't really played a lot of snaps as a 49er, so I would love to be there for that. But being able to watch the TV copy and, like, the close-ups on, like, his emotions and stuff like that, like, I see that every day in person, but to be able, like, to see how the world gets to see it was very, very cool experience because you see how much that guy loves the game, how he competes, how good of a player he is. So that part was fun. The rest of it I absolutely just hated. It was awful. Besides, I got a lot of good, like, tailgating foods, so that was kind of fun. Besides that, wasn't that exciting for me.
Do you take it all in, or are you up and yelling?
I'm definitely not, like, on my feet too often. It's more of like a stressful pace back and forth.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to follow along on the call sheet on my iPad.
Okay.
So that's kind of fun, but most of the time I'm just sweating a lot.
And what about Brock Purdy's performance?
Oh, Brock did a fantastic job. I mean, he just continues to stack really good games after each other. Gets the ball, gives his guys opportunities to make plays, and I had great stats. The running stuff was incredible to watch too. Ran 76 yards on one play to gain 3 yards. A little dramatic in my opinion, but that's Brock for you. Besides that, no, he played a really good game. It was fun to see that.
To kind of follow up on that.
Yes, ma'am.
Fred Warner actually said, I don't know why people think they need to see Brock Purdy do much more without his guys out there to show that he's a legit quarterback. Do you have anything to add to that?
I think Brock's game speaks for itself. I think if you know football and you watch the game, it makes a lot of sense. And you also see all the former football players, the quarterbacks that played that are now talking. Hey, Brock's a fantastic quarterback. I don't know what you guys are saying. And then you have guys who've never played the game talk about how he's, just got good guys around him. It make sense. I don't really get it, but after playing with him for 3 years now, I continue to say the same thing. He's a fantastic quarterback with good players around him, and he just takes advantage of those opportunities around him. But then when those guys aren't around him, he still plays at a high level.
When you're looking at following along on the call sheet,
Yes.
Are you able to predict at this point?
Oh, like Tony Romo?
What Shanahan's going to call?
Predict the play, no, but I know the plays based off of formations usually. When you get to the week to week, our plays are so specific week to week, so that you see a certain formation with certain guys next to each other. I'm like, okay, I know what play that is usually. So that was kind of fun. Like Jauan's first touchdown, I saw the formation. I was like, this is gonna be a touchdown. I can't wait for it, and then we scored. So that was pretty fun. But I don't really like doing that.
Did you know that Jauan was going to have a big game? Could you tell from the game plan?
Not necessarily. I think Jauan just. That's the thing. Like, I've had games where I thought I was going to have 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, and I had 1 target. And then I've had games where I thought I was going to have 0 targets, and I've had 180 yards. So it's just it's totally random. Kyle just kind of whoever he thinks is hot, he kind of goes with. And Jauan started off hot and then continued to be hot.
George, does anything jump out at you about the Patriots defense when you've been watching on film?
Yeah, actually, I think they're incredibly sound in everything that they do. You watch their tape of like how their D line plays, and they do the exact same thing every single time. Like they're incredibly well coached. They want to get their hands on, extend, shed. They let the backs make cuts, and then they shed the blockers and they make the tackles. They give you a whole bunch of different funky looks, kind of not as much as Minnesota, but they do a lot of similar stuff, and they try to confuse you a little bit. Look like man, they'll be in Tampa. They do a lot of different stuff. I think they play with 3 safeties a lot, and I think the 3 safeties are all pretty damn good. They run around, they hit, they tackle, they fly around. I think like really good representation of it. Like you saw them going to Cincinnati and they won there. But I thought the game versus Seattle was really, really interesting to watch because they gave it their all in that. That was an overtime game, and so they're going to fly around, and they're not really scared of anybody. They're well coached. I think they have a really fun vibe there right now too. Like they're working hard, but they're enjoying themselves, and I think the coach has them playing at a high level. So I'm excited for the opportunity, really, just to get back on the football field. But looking forward to playing the Patriots.
George, it's still September, probably not panic time, but 1 and 2, is there like any sense of urgency about this game and not letting things like?
Oh dear. I would say sense of urgency every day. That's how I feel about it. I think if you're in the NFL and you don't have a sense of urgency, that's the quickest way to lose more football games. So I think our coaching staff has done a great job about reaffirming a sense of urgency. Like I don't think my sense of urgency is any different. Like I approach practice the same every day. Like I try to get better at one thing every single day and try to get better at the game plan and lock it in. And I think our team does a really good job of that too. And I think we had a grind of a practice today, and I think our sense of urgency is 100% there. And if it's not, that's bad ball for the Niners. And hopefully you can tell me who doesn't have a sense of urgency, and I'll address it with them.